And here we are for part 2 of the basics and how to play Phasmophobia. If you haven't watched part 1, then I highly suggest you do. Otherwise, it will make sense, but you gotta follow the series. It's a series. You gotta follow the series. But for now, we're going to jump into Tanglewood, and we're going to put everything that we've learned in the training section into place. And then we're going to delve a little bit deeper on what things do and what things don't do. So let's jump into the game and go from there. So here we are back in the van. Right, so Laurie Barber, apparently, is who we're going to find. So here's all the stuff that we used in the training section. We got our EMF reader, spirit box, temperature gauge, UV light, the ghost writing book, a torch, a dots projector, and a camera. Now, to start off, I always go in with camera, EMF reader, and a thermometer. Right, so grab the key, open the door, and let's go in. So here we are at the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's me, Tosbo. So let's walk in, stick the night vision on. Now, we're on amateur, which if you're playing for the first time, you're probably going to be playing on amateur, which means the electric is on. So let's look at every room, see if we can find orbs. I always try and find orbs initially. It's always helpful to see where the ghost room is, if the ghost has got orbs. Right, so straight off the bat, we have a shower going on. So we're going to go in with an EMF reader. We're getting a little bit, look, we're getting a bit of EMF 2 on the side. It is definitely a ghost thing. Let's turn the shower off. Let's not waste water. So we're pretty sure it's probably in here, or it's around the area. It could be in the bedroom. It could be out here. Well, we're getting more stuff happening, look. Was that the toilet door? That was the toilet door, look. Okay, cool. So we know it's here. So what we can do is we can put everything down. So let's put the camera down. Now I'm using a left trigger to place it now. Oh, hang on a minute. We got EMF 5. Look, EMF 5. It's definitely spiking at EMF 5. Perfect. So go into evidence, EMF 5. Ideal. So that's our first piece of evidence done. Now, pick up the key. That secondary key is a key for the vehicle. So if the ghost sets the car alarm off, you just go in and shut it up. Next, we're going to bring in ghost writing, UV, because it keeps touching quite a lot of things, and the dots projector. So let's run back in, and we're going to put it down like here. Yes. Did you see the breath that I got as soon as I walked in? So let's put that down. Check for... Oh, look. We're getting breath in this room, so this annotates that this is the room. Right, let's check for UV. Okay, nothing, and finally nothing. Okay, so it might not be UV. The things that you can check for... Okay, EMF 5 again. He's doing a lot. He's doing quite a lot, isn't he? She, they, them. Jeez. Right, now here's a little trick. Crouch, look directly up as far as you can look up. Drop the thing. Now it will stay there. Which means that if the ghost touches it, it will show up straight away. Right, we're not quite at freezing temps yet. Right, dots projector. Can do exactly the same as the camera. And you can place it down. So let's put it down in the corner and do it like, I don't know, place it this way. There we go, look. So if anything showed up, we're going to see it. All right, let's go and grab some more stuff. Okay, so we're back in the van. And you can see that on total activity, look. Every time the ghost does something, it will spike on the activity board. So now that we're out of the house, nothing is going on. Which is fine. So nothing's going to be happening on the activity board. But if you've got someone who wants to chill inside the van and keep an eye on average, keep an eye on the map, if you've got sound sensors, then putting them out and making sure you're in the right room, etc. They can also keep an eye on activity because that can show quite a lot of good information. But I would suggest getting to know the game a little bit more before you start fully studying the activity board, because you can learn a lot from there. You can find out if it's a certain type of ghost called the twins, which means that it does two things at once, because you'll get different spikes. Well, look, we're getting activity of 1. So the ghost is doing something in there currently whilst we're not in there. So we know that the ghost is doing something, possibly in the ghost room, by the activity board, which is quite ideal. Thanks for doing that, Mr. Ghost, even though I'm not in there. We'll take the torch in so we can empty it. Now, this is the CCTV camera. system thing, right? Click it. Changes it to the camera I placed down. Look. How nice. Clicking the keyboard turns on and off night vision. Ta-da! And then go back here. There's always going to be cameras at the property, be it a front door camera like this, or some like outside cameras that sometimes they can be helpful, most of the time they're not really. So you want to be placing down cameras in good strategic locations. But yeah, let's go in. Let's go back inside. So torch is pretty useless currently because all the power's on and we can see perfectly fine. But we're going to try doing spirit. Aha, hello. See that? Ghost writing. So we can put down that we got ghost writing. Every time you put down something that it could be, or that every time you put down an evidence, sorry, you know, like this, for example, freezing, it's going to narrow it down to it being a shade. So every time you put something down, so we got EMF, that narrows it down a bit more. Ghost writing narrows it down even more. How nice of the game. So let's try Spirit Box. Close the door. On console, it's really easy. You just tap a button. As you can see my thumb doing in my little face cam look. So I'm pressing all of them. I don't really care about what I get as long as I get something. So I'm just going to keep tapping them all, keeping an eye on the frequency level. I know that I've been up and I'm been down once. I'm in the right room because I can still see my breath. So I'm going to keep going. And I'm pretty certain that it's not Spirit Box. But the problem is you got to move around the room. Keep moving around. Just because you've done it once doesn't mean that it's gone. The ghost just might not be around at that point. I'm going to keep trying until it gets to 150 and then move to another point in the room. 150 and boom. Let's go over here. Finally. Get it down to 53, back up to 150 and we'll say that it's not Spirit Box. Now, bearing in mind that my sanity is dropping a little bit faster because I'm in a dark room. So I don't really want to be staying doing this for too long. Right, so we've got EMF 5 and ghost writing, which narrows it down to a spirit, myling, or shade. Well, it could be a shade, actually. A shade won't do anything whilst you're in its favourite room. It just won't. It's a shy ghost. It doesn't like doing stuff. We got freezing temps. There we go, look, we're at -5. I'll do this so you can see. -5, look. Which is our final piece of evidence. And I was right, it's a shade. Now, that's it. Completed. Completed it, mate. Congratulations. You have now discovered the right ghost. Thankfully, it was nice and quick and easy and it was in the left. Just in here, through the front door. Perfect. Couldn't want anything better. Now, we're going to go back inside, make sure that we've circled the right ghost, and then leave. So we found the correct ghost type, which means we got our 100 quid. $100. Now, the more you delve into the game, the more items you can collect. And by items, I mean, if I go into Equipment Manager, everything at the top here is stuff you already have unlocked. And then when you start going down to optional equipment, you've got crucifix, headgear, incense, parabolic microphone, salt, sound sensor, tripod, sanity medication, photo camera, motion sensor, igniter, and firelight. All of these are all optional. But when you do that, it opens you up to doing what's called the optional objectives. Things such as escape the ghost during a hunt, incense the area that the ghost is in, take a photo of the ghost, things like that. So we've gone in, we've discovered the ghost, we discovered that it was a shade, which is quite nice and ideal. And we've gotten out of there and we've been a successful investigator. We've taken everything that we've learnt and we've completed a good investigation. So we went in. We found the ghost. We found out it was a shade. Let's jump in one more time and see what we get this time. Okay, so we're going to load in again, but this time we've got our truck full of everything tier 1. The first time we went in with what's called the starter equipment. This time we're loading in with everything. So up to and including crucifix, firelight, headgear, igniter, incense, motion sensor, parabolic microphone, photo camera, salt, sanity mitigation, sound sensor, and tripod. And I'm going to show you how to use them all. So here we are in the back of the van again. And this time we've got a full wall of tier 1 equipment. So as per usual, we'll jump in with our video camera, EMF, and thermometer. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at everything else. So headgear, tier 1 headgear is just a GoPro, essentially. If you turn it on whilst you're walking around, if there's someone in the van, then they can watch what you're doing from your headgear. Sanity medication, you remember that from the training. You take it, your sanity goes up a bit. Fire lighters is essentially a lighter, or in this case, a match. You've then got candles, motion sensors, parabolic microphone, incense, salt, clearly, sound sensor, crucifix, and then everything else tier 1, including photo camera. So let's delve in. See if we can find the ghost room. Knock knock, who there? It's me, Tosmo. Let's turn some lights on, see what's going on. Oops, so let's just place this down and see what the thermometer is going to tell us. Let's light the house up a little bit more so we're not losing sanity for no reason. Kitchen. Thermometer's going up quite fast. Dining room. Now these are 2 different rooms. The bones there. You can see where the room ends by where the hardwood flooring ends too. So kitchen, dining room, kitchen, dining room. Nope, it's not in either. Was that? No, it wasn't. Not in here. Is it in the front room? We heard something then, and it sounded like it came from inside the garage. Sounded like a tin can. Hello. Yes, it was. Okay, so it's in the garage. Nice. Let's open up some hiding spots. Place this down. We can see that it's going down, so let's go and grab the video camera. Excuse the voice break again. It's actually being quite active in there, to be honest. So let's see if it has any orbs. There we go. There's an orblet over in the corner. You see it? Just there, going around and around, as I said in part 1. So we got an orb, so we can click orb. There are a few things to bear in mind with orbs. If you get something called a mimic, what that does is it mimics other ghosts, but it will always have an orb, including 3 other evidences. The orb is a weakness, not an evidence, is the best way to explain it. So, we've discovered the ghost room, we've dropped our kit off inside. Now, my next step is to crucifix up. I always crucifix, because we don't know how long we're going to be spending inside the room itself. It could get a bit tricky, it might take forever to find the evidence, so if I put down crucifixes, at least we know we're safe. So let's place down some crucifixes. You see the little circle going around and around? That's the effective area of the crucifix. So you want to get as most of the room as you can as possible. So let's do that like so. Cool. We'll go and grab some more kit. Okay, so we're back in the van. I reckon we should take in a ghostwriting book and a couple of dots projectors. Dots 1, dots 2. Okay, so here we are again. Let's put down a ghostwriting book just next to this crucifix because it's got around about the same effective area as the crucifix. Let's put the dots projector maybe there, turn it on using right trigger. And then the other one, can we put it up on that? Yes, we can. We can put it the right way for starters, that would be ideal. Like so. So we got some little areas that we can potentially see dots with. Dots can take a little while to come through, so we can comfortably leave that to it and then carry on. Back in the van again. So we got UV, taking another ghostwriting book, and let's take in a sound sensor. Not many people like using sound sensors, but it is genuinely one of my favorite tools. Okay, so back in the garage, going to place down this ghostwriting book just here, maybe outside of this area there. A sound sensor, we'll just place it on the bonnet, look. There we go. And then we'll have a look around for UV. Is there any on this door? Nope. As I was walking out earlier, I did hear the ghost interacting with this quite a lot, and doesn't seem to be anything yet. Okay, so the things that you will find UV fingerprints on are light switches, doors, cabinets like this that you can hide in, lamps if you're in the camping grounds and stuff like that. Oh, I'll spin around so you can see it better. But we're slowly going up. And we're going back down again. Okay, we're bouncing above 0, so not ideal. I just heard it interact with something then, so let's... No. And no. Right, let's go and get some more kit. Back in the van. Okay, let's take in spirit box. We will also take in some salt and a tripod. So I can explain the idea of a tripod. Garage time again. Okay, so we've got the tripod in our hands. To place it nicely, hold left trigger, and you can spin it around. Now, the little handle at the back, that's the opposite way to where it's looking. So I'm going to place it like so. Grab the camera, hold left trigger, and now it's placed on top. Nice and easy. So, salt. Again, more left trigger action. So let's put some salt here. Let's put some in front of the doorway. And we wait. Now, the thing is with salt is the ghost will hopefully tread in it. When the ghost treads in it, you can check it for UV. So you can get some UV footprints. And you can also ascertain that it's not what's called a wraith. Because a wraith cannot tread in salt. Alright, so whilst we're waiting for that, what we can do is we can do the odd spirit box. So let's pick it up, go over here, start from this way and work our way around. The ghost is hearing it, because I can see... You can't see it because my fucking head's in the way. But the ghost light is lighting, so it might be pretty comfortable in knowing that it's not spirit box, but we're going to keep going anyway, because it might be on the wrong channel. And as I said before, you remember the channel going up and down, you can see it just there. As soon as it goes down to the bottom. Nope. Okay, moving on. Finally, we'll try this area. It's not spirit box, I don't think. Let's turn it off, place it on the ground, turn the light back on. And the salt pliers are still fine. Is it another shade? It could be another shade, but we can cancel out. No, it's not a shade because we've got ghost orb. Okay. Well, what I might do then is place EMF here, because it tends to like touching that cabinet. And then we'll go and get some more kit. You remember me saying that we're in the garage? Clearly, because we've been in the garage most of the video. Here is the key to the vehicle. We're going to need that, just in case the ghost touches the vehicle, sets the alarm off. You don't want it beeping the whole time. Okay, back in the van we are. Now, we've got motion sensors, which might be useful in using for this situation, because the ghost is being quite quiet. So let's take the motion sensors and set them up in good strategic locations, so we pretty much know where the ghost is going to be at any given time. So what we're going to do is I always like to set it up like this. So we're going to put one here, and you see that red line? Every time a ghost or someone walks through it, it lights up. And in the van, you're going to hear a donk. So we'll put one there. We're going to put one here. And then finally, we're going to put one right on the edge of the door. He says, there we go, just there. So if the ghost walks through any of these, we're going to know about it because it's going to light up. And even if we're in the van, we're going to hear it. All right, let's check freezing temps again. It's always a good idea to check freezing temps on and off every now and again. It's still bouncing above that 0, so... Ooh. See, what's happened now is the ghost has turned the electric box off. So even if we wanted to, we couldn't turn the light on. So now we need to go and find the electric box. In Tanglewood, it's in one of two places. It's in the garage or it's down in the basement. And here it is. It's now back on. Lights are back on, ideal. Right. Go and get some more kit. So here we are, we're back in the van. We've got ghost orb and we know it's not spirit box. Ah, see, you heard that door. That's because we've got a sound sensor in there. Now we can increase or decrease the effective range of the sound sensor using these arrows. Or we can even mute it if you really wanted to, but I don't really like doing that. So we're going to increase it and just see what's going on. Okay, so we are going to take in a camera, some more salt, and some incense. Did you hear that beep? That was the ghost walking past one of the sound sensors. So we know the ghost is now roaming in there, see? It also goes green on the screen. It's going around the vehicle now. Ideal. We know the ghost is still roaming in there. Perfect. What it means by using motion sensors like that is we know that we can put salt in the path of the motion sensors, and we pretty much know that at some point it might walk through, just like so. So it's not a wraith. So we're going to place some salt here, place some salt here, and then we can drop that. So we can see that the ghost has walked in salt whilst we're outside. Ideal, thanks for that. But it's also something that we can take photos of. So let's take a photo and have a look at it. Disturbed salt, ideal. We can go get another one of this one. Perfect, 3-star. If you don't get 3-star, delete the photo. You get 2 deletes per game. It's not ideal, but it works. Okay. Well, tell you what we can do is we can... There's another way you can place a video camera, and that's just by dropping it. It's just turned off the electric again. Cool. Hello. Now, what's happened here is the ghost is EMF 5, clearly. We get an EMF 5, and it's also kicked, what we call kicked the ghost book, which means that it cannot be ghost book. Ghost writing, sorry. Perfect. That narrows it down to Raiju or Obake or Obake. But we're going to turn the electric back on. Okay. We could have taken a picture of that and gotten a interaction. Just the same as we could get one for whichever door that was. But we're going to try again. Have a look at... There we go. We got UV. Which means it's an Obake. So let's hold on there for a while. Take a photo. Handprint. Or fingerprint, sorry. Perfect. Now an incense. An incense is used to either smudge a room, or if the ghost is chasing you during a hunt, you can't quite find a hiding spot whilst you're doing anything, incense and the ghost will be blind to you for a certain period of time. It depends on what ghost it is, depending on how long the ghost will be blind to you for. So, let's go back to the van. Okay, so we know that the ghost has got UV, which means that it has to be an Obake or an Obake. Ideal. We've got some photos, we've got some disturbed salt and a fingerprint. You remember me talking about the bone earlier? You take a picture of that, you get some good money. So, we'll go back in, we'll take a picture of the bone, and we'll also... Let's just mute that. We'll also go in and shut the car up because the ghost has just touched the car. We got a good average sanity, it's above 50%. Most ghosts will hunt when it starts to go below average of 50. That's most, not all. We now have to capture a photo of the ghost, which I think is one of the harder ones to get. We have to get an average sanity below 25%, which is quite easy. We just sit in a cold, dark room. And we have to prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. Crucifix will stop a ghost hunt, but in the process, we'll burn that crucifix. Tier 1 crucifix will last for 1 burn. Tier 2 for 2 burn. Tier 3, you guessed it, for 3 burns. What we're also going to do is we are going to go in with a parabolic microphone so I can teach you how that works. And we'll also go in with a candle so we can show you what happens with the candle. Okay, so we're back in the house. We've got our parabolic microphone. Can you hear it? It makes the sounds louder. So let's shut the car up. And then what we want to do is we want to listen out for different whispers and stuff. Just going to scan around, wait for something to happen. There you go, you hear that? That was parabolic microphone whisper. So we got that. Okay, so a candle. Hold it in your hand. Press the use button. It lights it with the matches you have in your pocket. You have to have the matches in your pocket. Place it down. When the ghost blows it out, you can take a picture of it. It's classed as an interaction. Right, let's go and search for the bone whilst that's doing that, which was around here. Grab a photo. Check the photo. Bone. 3-star. Perfect. That was what's called an event. It's different to a hunt. You get a ghost event and a ghost hunt. An event is something where the ghost will show itself or do something random. It can smash the lights, which means you can't turn them on. It will run at you. It will do all sorts of stuff just to make you jump. It can't kill you, but it will take away some of your sanity. So the ghost has just blown out the candle. We're getting a little bit of UV. What we can do is we can take a picture. Interaction. Ideal. Taking pictures is a difficult one. You don't want to just take pictures of just randomly in the ghost room. There are people that do that on multiplayer that don't know how to use the camera. If you don't know what to take pictures of, just don't pick up the camera. Now, there's a... Get a picture of the ghost quite easily. There it is. Look, ghost 3-star. This is an event. Perfectly timed. Thank you very much. It's now taking away sanity because I'm watching it. But I'm just showing you another thing of what the ghost event looks like. Now, let's go back and get some more kit. Okay, so we're back in the van. We've seen some events. We've seen 2 events, actually, which means that our average sanity has now gone down a little bit lower. Now at 62%. We've got to still prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. We've got a photo of the ghost, and we still got to get our sanity below 25%, which means I'm not going to take my sanity pills just yet. We may even complete the investigation before that. We already know that it's an obake or an obarke. We just need some more photos. 4 more photos, which will then fill up this board. And survive, to be honest. More photos. Get all of the optional objectives. Make sure that we pick up the bone, and then we'll get what's called a perfect hunt. So, we've got the 3 incenses, and now we're going to run in. We kind of want the ghost to hunt. We want it to try to hunt anyway, so we can get the crucifixes down. And then we can take a picture of the burnt crucifix, which will, if we time it right, give us a burnt crucifix photo or an interaction photo. If you get an interaction photo instead of the burnt crucifix, you can literally just take the photo again and you will get burnt crucifix. As of now, 2024, quarter 4, you can literally just tip all of the salt you have in your van in one pile. So for tier 1, you get 2 tips per salt. If you tip it all in one pile, the ghost walks through it, you can take 6 photos, because technically there's 6 piles on one pile. Potentially in the next update they're taking that away, so it might work differently, but being that this is a how-to basics video, we're just going to be real Billy basic with everything. So the ghost is eventing again. You can hear it singing. Where is it? Okay, it stops now. We want that to happen. It evented again. We want that to ideally happen again, because we want the ghost to try and hunt. Like now, it's going to hunt. There it is, look. The ghost is now in front of me. If I incense, it doesn't know where I am, so I'm going to hide. The ghost is still hunting. It tried to open it, so I closed it again. Ghost is now finished. It's finished the hunt. So we're now safe to walk out. Turn the light on. It's really trying hard to get me. Whenever the ghost finishes an event, wherever you've seen it will be where it's teleported to. Oh. So we're going to hide again. And we're going to hope that it burns a crucifix this time. You can move around the crucifix in the room to try and get it where it last was. But to be honest, just moving it in where it's most successfully getting it most coverage is the best way to do it. Let's have a look on our overview. We've still got an average sanity above 25%. And we still need to get it to burn the crucifix, and we still need some photos. So we're going to wait in here a while. Waiting in a dark room whilst hiding is a good way to lose sanity. It's chucking stuff all over the shop currently. Okay, so it's just about to hunt. You can hear that because it sings a little bit beforehand. And as soon as you start hearing the footsteps is when the ghost is manifested and it's now walking around. Seen it walk past there. There we go. I think it's finished. You can tell by if it's finished, is if you can turn the lights on and off again. Now, if we can look on the optional objectives, we have now got our average sanity below 25%. Now we just need to get it to hunt. Now, we can do that by moving around these crucifixes and hoping that it actually burns the crucifix. So we'll move them around just a little bit. I think it spawned over there last time. So let's try this. Turn the light. Well, we don't need to turn the light back out, actually. Now, every time the ghost hunts, it can sometimes throw around stuff like this. So it was quite neatly pushed up all along in there. Nicely stacked. Yeah, well, the ghost said, fuck that, and it started chucking it around. Now, we want our camera. Now, when you're hiding from a ghost... Perfect. See that? It tried to hunt. That's probably going to be an interaction. Yep. Burnt crucifix. Let's run outside. So the ghost is venting just as I left the door, look. You'll hear your heartbeat going and all sorts. Let's go back to the van. Here we go, look, average sanity 20%. We've prevented the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. We've captured a photo of the ghost. Our average sanity is below 25%. We've still got 2 more photos to get. So what we can do now is we can take our sanity medication. Now watch what happens to our sanity when we take the sanity medication. Unsurprisingly, it's going to go up. It'll go up slowly because we've only got tier 1 sanity meds. So we've gone up to 45, I think that's it. No, we're still going up a little bit. Still going, nice. Still going, we'll take 1 more once it's finished. This is quite a good one, to be fair. Okay, so that took us from 20% to 60%, which gained us 40%. Pop. Now we're going to get to 100, so we can take our last 2 photos. We can put our incense back down again. Grab a camera, grab some salt. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put on the headgear to show you how to use it. But I won't actually use it myself. So you pick it up, you can see it on your head, look. Right next to where my captions are. Just press down on the D-pad, hold it down. That's it, camera's on. So if I go over to the CCTV, that's the camera that's inside the garage. And this is my head cam. I can turn on night vision. I can turn it off. And then to take it off, quite simply, hold left trigger till you see the little silhouette, let go, and it's back on. Okay, so we're going to take in camera, matches. Matches doesn't take up one of your slots. If you have matches in your hand, you can still carry 3 items. And it will take in 1 singular incense just in case. So let's run in. We can still hear it opening and closing the garage doors. So let's go in, turn all the lights back on. Once a ghost is finished hunting, it will turn all of the lights off. So we can turn it back on. Place some more salt down. Let's place one there. And we know it's chilling out around here, so we can place another one there. Now, I know I only took a photo of one of these, so I can take... There we go, disturb salt. Now, say you fuck up and you take a random picture. You're going to get no stars. Delete, and then the tick. And notice that's 1 out of the 2 deletes taken. So, what we can do is we can wait for it to do another one. Tread in the salt again and whatnot. Now, to try and get the ghost to walk in the salt, what you can do, a little trick, is just put the candle in the middle of it or around it. So the ghost has got to walk up to the candle to then blow it out, which will then put it next to the salt. It's a good way to do it. You can also take pictures of something that the ghost has thrown, although that's quite difficult to get and it doesn't get you much money. The most money you can get from photos is a ghost photo, a bone photo, and there we go, look. It's just blown it out, but it hasn't decided it wants to. That's okay. You can be an arsehole. That's absolutely fine. We'll put it there and see what happens. Bone photo, ghost photo, and dirty water. Those are the 3 things that's going to get you most money, which I believe is $15. Then you get things like walking in salt and stuff like that. Everything else is between $5 and $10. Ideally, you want a ghost photo, bone photo, and a dirty water. Those get you the most. But being that this isn't near any water, this tap doesn't even switch on, but you ain't going to get dirty water photo. So now we just need to wait. There we go. Just done it. Take a photo of that. Check that we got them all. Disturb salt. Perfect. Chuck the camera down. Pick up our incense. Let's smudge it. There you go. Boom. Now, with matches, you start off with a full box of matches and you will slowly use them like matches do in real life. If you just want to walk around and use it as a light, press X or A. There you go. You're walking around. Now, like matches do, they burn out. It won't hurt you. You won't take any life away. You don't have that in this game, but it will just burn out. Then you got to do it again. Now, the problem with it is if you burn through all your matches, you're going to be left with no matches. See, my last one, I've now got no more. So if I wanted to use matches, I'd have to pick up another one. Tier 2 matches is a lighter. It's just a normal Bic lighter. And Tier 3 is one of your big metal lighters. So, we've got all of our photos, all of them 3-star. We've got the bone. We know the ghost type. Now all we need to do is leave. So here we are back. We found the correct ghost type and got $100 for it. We captured a photo of the ghost, which gave us 25. We got an average sanity below 25%. We got prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. We also got a perfect investigation bonus because we've done everything we possibly can, which gave us a bonus of $225. We got a ×1 reward. Now, the rewards go up depending on the size of the map. You've got small map, medium map, and large map. The larger the map, the larger the reward. We got bone evidence. We got photos. So we got all of our photos equated to $75. Holiday event bonus, that's just because it's Christmas time. Merry Christmas if you had one. And the daily, we actually, I didn't realize, completed one of our daily quests, which is capture a 3-star ghost photo. Daily quests can be found over here. On the left, you've got dailies. And on the right, you've got your weeklies. And that was part 2. So we took everything that we learned in the training center. We went into Tanglewood the first time using only starter equipment, and we guessed what the ghost was. We then went into Tanglewood a second time and took everything tier 1 that we possibly could. We learned everything about the items, how to use them, how not to use them. We learned about what photos to take and what not to take. We learned that if you don't know how to take photos, then quite simply, please don't take photos, especially in multiplayer. You will make everyone who you're investigating with very grumpy. We learned that you only have 2 deletes. We've learned a lot today, and I hope that you have too. My name's Tosbo, as quite obvious. We do have Discord, as mentioned in part 1. I also stream on Twitch. That is my main content creation area. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I've got Facebook, I've got everything that you need. Please do consider subscribing. Thank you for coming along on this journey, and I sincerely hope you A, learned something, B, had fun, and C, hope to see you in one of the streams. If not, I hope to see you in the comment section, and if not, to be honest, I just hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you've had a great day, and to be honest, that's it. That we've learned the basics of Phasmophobia. Thank you very much for joining me. Speak to you all soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.